And so, that is how we rescued the Matoran. Vakama, I think you're forgetting something. What? No, that's the whole story. You left out the part where we became half Rahi, and you nearly... Okay. In the time before time.
And welcome back to the Recap Review. Today I'm going to be finishing up 2004 reviews with a general overview of 2004. In that year, approximately 22 sets were released separately, not counting the combination model Ultimate Duma. I'm not going over that, it's kind of a gray area for me. And with this year, it holds the standard for 22 sets released per year, that only the first year, 2001, has broken so far. So as we can see here, 2004 was a really big year for Bionicle. The colors have definitely shifted to a darker tone. The story as well has followed suit. So we have a lot of darker greens, oddly white, lighter browns, I guess, darker reds and blues, so on, so forth. Collectibles are pretty standardized as well, being the Konoka this year. Code systems being introduced, the Bionicle website flourishing, and overall, everything's doing very well. The Titans also were very unique, and in some instances, innovative, but we're not going to talk about Kreka. We already did that. Granted, I insulted a lot of people, I'm sure. Now, 2004, story-wise, took us to a lot of different places. By a lot of different places, I mean Metro Nui. It was a whole new realm, despite looking pretty much the same, just urbanized. And we didn't exactly know where we were, what was going on. But it did continue to help along with the whole mystique that Bionicle had going on. So it's definitely interesting, and we were along for the ride. Now, I would like to bring up a topic and a term coined by a fan of ours, Nikon Aquamagna. He says that the Toa Metru were the peak of a building system he likes to call slicer engineering. Now, how I understand it is that it is the basic balance between gear function and the ball and socket joint system that Bionicle has primarily used. He says it's more of a form and function kind of thing. He sees it like that, but he understands where I see it too. Now, the slicer engineering, as he says, is kind of a Technic-ish building system that the slicers back in the late 1990s kind of started off with, henceforth its name, considering that they were primarily built around function. They used some of the ball and socket joints, however, really they were just a function with a bunch of things built around it. Now, this type of building system was refined and kind of modernized in Tolmata in 2001, and here he claims, and I agree with him, it is perfected. The Toa Metru are a very great way of showing slicer engineering, as he so coins the term, having a perfect balance between form and function. A gear system that works beautifully in tandem with ball and socket joints. They are the pinnacle of this system, and very fine sets at that. This is the final year it is heavily used, so keep that in mind. 2004 brought us a lot of really cool things, with a lot of really great pieces, a lot of new colors, and backgrounds for a lot of different characters. It also brought us a lot of odd things, specifically a lot of open pins and joints and whatnot, and Kreka. But, I digress. It was a great year, and it also had some pretty cool collectibles. So, before we wrap this up, let's go into some of the standard collectibles for 2004. Konoka Discs. Now, we've had Konoka Discs before, just not looking like this. In the late 1990s, we had them with the Throwbots slash Slicers. They were the primary collectible for that series and came out in vast quantities. And in 2001, we actually had them in slightly smaller quantities, but packaged with the Mictoran and the Power Pack with Hafu. 2004, they really come into their own, being the primary collectible for the year. Now, you could also use the 3-digit codes on the Konoka Discs online at BIONICLE.com via the Konoka Club. Aptly named, wouldn't you think? Now, speaking of the codes, let's get into them here. First of all, I'd just like to say, each code is specific to wherever it came from. And by that I mean whichever set slash box slash package you got it from. For example, right here is an Onimetsu Konoka, with a 3-digit code being 685. This is Tahuti's. You are not going to get an Onimetsu Konoka with a code 685 in the Diki set, or in a Vaki, or in a Konoka pack. That's Tahuti's. You will get only that Konoka in a Tahuti set. I cannot, however, vouch for the rings, but that actually goes into what the number is. Where else did these come out? Konoka came out with the Metrotorin, the Konoka packs, and the Vaki. And some of the Titans, a couple of Titans. So that's where you'll find them. Now let's get into the story-based information regarding the Konoka. Like I said, the 3-digit codes have very specific meanings. As you can see, like I said, 3 digits on each of these. Let's start with the first one. The first digit represents which Metru it is from, as if the color and symbol did not get that through well enough. 1 for Tametru, 2 for Gametru, 5 for Limetru. I have them arranged in order. The second digit is its power. Now there are 8 basic powers a Konoka can have. 1 would be reconstruct at random, 2 is freeze, 3 is weakens, 4 removes poison, 5 enlarges, 6 shrinks, 7 regenerates, and 8 teleports. So for instance, this Pometru disc is from Pometru, and it would weaken. The Limetru disc is from Limetru, and it would shrink. So there you go. And finally, the third digit would be its power level. Now the power level goes from 1 to 9. Not a full 10. So here we have a very powerful Pometru disc being level 8. Then we have Onimetru at 5, 5, 7, so on. Now, with that out of the way, in very select few Konoka packs, you could get a disc that was a level 9. This is the only level 9 that I have. It's a Limetru disc. Level 9s in the story are the most powerful Konoka in existence, and they are used to create one very, very powerful disc. Now, first of all, they were used to defeat the Murbouzak. To later, Vakama decided, let's tinker around with them a little bit, merge them all into one very powerful Konoka. Now, I cannot verify whether or not this came out in 2004 right now. I'm very confident it did in, what were they? They were large bins of Bionicle parts that you could get. But in the story, merging all 6 of the level 9 Konoka, you could get the Disc of Time. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this came out in the part pack containers in 2004. If it wasn't 2004, it was 2005 for sure. As you can see, this is the most powerful Konoka you have. Level 9, 9, the Disc of Time. That rhymes. Rhymes again. Oh my, forget it. So that basically sums up Konoka. By the way, quick footnote. In the Konoka packs, when you get a level 9, correct me if I'm wrong, normally you get a Konoka disc launcher of the same general color. Like for instance, I got this level 9 in a Konoka pack, came with a Metru Green disc launcher. So, however, I cannot verify that personally right now. Now then, finishing off the collectibles, we have one mask, Kanohi mask. Granted, I am very well aware that in the Ultimate Duma set, it has a very exclusive piece, a very exclusive mask that only works with a select number of part arrangements. However, also in the bins, not in the bins, for a short period of time, certain Vaki containers would contain a Mask of Time. Now, we're familiar with the Mask of Time as being bright orange. Fun fact, it was actually the first mask LEGO designed for Bionicle. However, 2004, with very selective Vaki containers, you could get a Metru Gold Kanohi Vahi. So, that finishes off the collectibles. I'm sure there are others. I know a lot of misprinted prototypes are around out there, specifically some dark Metru Red Hunas and the like, but for now, that is all I have. Please forgive me if I've forgotten anything. Let me know if I have. For now, that basically wraps up 2004. It has been a blast running through it, and 2004 is a fantastic year for Bionicle. Join me next week. Oh, wait, no. Like I said, it's the end of 2004, so normally at the end of years that I review, I go on a little bit of a break to review the rest of the other years. I'm going to go on a short break and go ahead and review 2005 and release the videos to you when they are done. So, join me whenever I do release the next set of recaps for 2005, Web of Shadows. I hope to see you all there, and I hope you have enjoyed these recap reviews for 2004. Thank you all very much for watching, and please comment below with questions, comments, the whole like. I look forward to answering them all in a future Q&A. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in 05.